about somebody likely in your family or in your close circle of friends that is dealing with a partner or romantic interest that isn't being entirely honest. So I feel like you are wanting to protect someone that you care about, and it's because they might be dealing with like a scammer, or they might be dealing with a not so loyal individual. But you seem to be able to see this more clearly than the person that you care about or that you're trying to protect. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. And if you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. You can find it in the description box along with more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. You can also find the link to my Etsy shop if you're interested in a homemade soy candle. And let's dive in. We're going to start with the Wild Reflections Tarot. Hello, Joaquin. How are you doing today? What else do we have? Two of Pentacles and Temperance. Knight of Pentacles and the reverse. So you see something before your family member or friend is able to see it. This could have something to do with their finances. So maybe they're dealing with a person who just wants to be in a relationship to have someone pay the bills. Or maybe this is even a contractor who is taking advantage of someone who doesn't know the law or how to deal with contracts in general. Hello, Susa. How are you doing? So we have the Four of Pentacles, Six of Swords in the reverse, and the Three of Wands in the reverse. You are able to protect this person or perhaps safeguard their finances because you notice something is not right. We have the Six of Swords in the reverse. Notice that person looks just a little bit like they're scheming. So you can tell that something seems off, even if it's just something as silly as you're charging a fee twice just because my aunt is super nice or whatever it is, and won't call you out on it. So I see you being protective of someone else. I don't really feel like this is a relationship, like a romantic relationship. I feel like this is you looking out for somebody that you care about, but it comes through as more of like an older sibling or a parent, and you understand what they're dealing with maybe a little bit more so than what they understand about it. It could be because of the work experience that you have, or maybe you've even dealt with a similar issue. I know there's a lot of people who have hired someone to do like home remodeling work and things went south in terms of actually getting the work to be completed. It's something along those lines, right? Like, we need to have a chat because what you said was going to happen or how much you said it was going to cost doesn't align with what's actually going on. You gotta watch people. Sometimes they're shady. So we have the Ten of Cups in the reverse and Judgment. Someone that you care about is being mistreated and they aren't necessarily aware of it, or they don't feel like that's what's going on. And you have the ability to say, no, that's not how much we agreed to pay, or that's not what they asked you to do. Standing up for them, advocating for them. Knight of Swords and the Seven of Wands. So you're acting as an advocate or in defense of someone that you are close to and making sure that they don't pay for something that they don't actually get, or like pay for something twice, or get caught up in one of those relationships where they're just sending money to somebody who's catfishing them, right? Hey David, I'm sorry that my channel isn't for you, but maybe we can try again tomorrow. Hello Cheyenne, how are you doing? I can do personal questions after the general reading, which would be in about 30 minutes. If you want to put your question in a super chat, I can add you to the list, or you can also donate a membership to somebody else in the live chat and I will put you on the list. I don't know how to pronounce your name, and I don't know if that is English. I would just remind you that if it's not English, then I have to remove it, okay? Hello, Haley. How are you doing today? This is the OG or the Rider-Waite, the Waite-Smith. Queen of Cups, Seven of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, there's some sort of agreement or relationship that someone you care about is not understanding completely or needs your help with. Just to make sure they're not taken advantage of, right? So we have the Ace of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. You speak up on their behalf and you're able to figure it out. Hey, hun, if all you're going to do is talk about your country, then I'm going to block you. If you want to come back around, I need you to be speaking in English and communicating with others, okay? Hello, Pharaoh. How are you doing today? Hey, Shabib. I told you how to get on the list for personal readings. I'm just going to put you on a very short time out. I don't want you to just repeat that in the spam and spam the live chat, okay? Hello, Shaikh. I'm from the US. So we have the Eight of Cups in the reverse, the Ace of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles. See, there's somebody paying for something, and you're making sure that they don't get taken advantage of. Because we might have someone who feels like they can take money from like an elderly person you're related to. We could have someone who thinks that, you know, your sibling is naive. We could have someone who is trying to take something inheritance-wise. We have the Moon in the reverse and the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, I want more from this. I want to take something that isn't really mine, or I'm going to take something that is $300 and sell it to you for $600, right? That kind of thing. Hello, Trevor. How are you doing? Eight of Pentacles, Three of Swords, Justice in the reverse, and the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. So this would be, I don't know, you trying to make sure that this individual that you care about is not, you know, being like hoodwinked or scammed. There's someone here who feels like they can make money off of your family member, that they won't be able to check, you know, the real value of that, or they won't have what it takes to make them finish the project they agreed to do. So you're coming through with this Nine of Cups energy with those crossed arms, like, no. You're not getting any more money, or you're going to need to finish what was agreed upon, or we're going to take you to small claims. Let's get a few from the Gilded Reverie. Hello, Yang. How are you doing? Hello, oh, never mind. What's up? We have the Ship and the Garden. For some of you, you're able to break up a relationship where someone was trying to scam your family member. They didn't feel like there would be anybody that would stop them or question them. But now that you're there, you're pointing out, hey, that looks like an AI picture, or hey, this looks like somebody who's using a script for scammers. We have the Letter and the Mountain. So you might be able to ask a question or state something that trips them up or makes it all the more obvious that your family member is dealing with someone who is not being honest. So you provide a protective barrier here, or you advocate for them and help them to avoid this issue. For others of you, this is like a healthcare thing where they're ordering tests that are not necessary. Wow. I'll take that as confirmation, considering the snake can be a sign of healing. So we have someone that is lying, and you're able to capture what's wrong about their assessment or their request, and it protects someone you care about from being scammed out of some money. So good work, you. We're gonna get a few from the Romani Tarot. What else do we have? Yes, indeed, I am. Seven of Coros, which is the Seven of Cups. Eight of Koshis, which is Eight of Wands, and the Four of Bowlers, or the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, we just had that Four of Pentacles. You're able to save someone money. You have a conversation, or you review someone's conversation, and you look at the options and recognize this is unnecessary. This is just like a money grab. Someone who feels like you would pay because you feel like you have to. Hello, Chris. How are you doing today? Ten of Cups and the King of Cups, or King of Coros. Yeah. You're helping somebody that you care about. I don't feel like this is a romantic relationship for you. I feel like you're protecting a family member. Helping them to make sure that there's no overcharge or under delivery of what has been paid for already. So this is friendship and concern for somebody that you are probably related to, but it could also be like a stepmom, right? Or someone who married your sibling, for example. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. So you might be canceling out a contract or canceling a check, shutting down an account. We have the World. You're putting a stop to this, making sure that someone is not able to financially take advantage of this person that you care about. You picked up on whatever the scheme or scam was. You were smarter at picking up on this than perhaps the person who was involved. Knight of Pentacles. This might have been going on for a while, or it might have had, you know, like a repeating nature to it. Like a monthly cost for something they did not sign up for or did not want. But you're able to review this and see what's going on and cancel or stop that financial payment or abuse, if that's what it is. Did I say hello to Cindy? Hello, Cindy. Hello, Bruce. How are we doing? Ten of Bowlers and the Fool in the reverse. Yeah. Making sure that someone is not being tricked into paying something, or something isn't being stolen from them. Sorry, my fingernail is acting weird. Go it. All right, let's get a few from What's the News. What else do we have, please? So you're able to fix whatever has been, unfair or even illegal. You're balancing the checkbook or kicking out this person who seems to feel like they have some reason to be charging money to a family member. Helping this family member learn from that situation. Here's how you can tell that it's a catfish, or here is how you can tell it's a scammer, or here's the clause in the contract that says you can refuse to pay if they don't finish the work. And then we also have somebody here who's been spreading rumors. And caught cheating. Receipts. You can see maybe what something was supposed to be costing and what was charged, or you can see that they charged for a service, but that service was never actually completed. And then this person decides to just disappear because they don't want to get in trouble. They don't want to deal with the consequences. So this could be ending up in court. Hello, Stephen. How are you doing? There's that lesson learned again. This could be one of those things where because you have receipts or you can prove what was going on, that you actually take this person to court and prevent them from being able to do their little scam on someone else. What do we want? This is the Nightmare Before Christmas. Thank you for the watermelon. I appreciate it. What else do we have, please? King of Pentacles in the reverse. 8 of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, you might get remuneration. You might sue somebody, or you might have to take them to small claims, but I see there being a legal consequence here because you were able to realize or figure out what was actually going on, or you can prove it because you have receipts. You're protecting this family member. And halting their ability to do this scam on others. Two of Candles or the Two of Wands with the Seven of Candles. This is about protection and you being able to make sure that your family member is not at risk of losing things, losing money. We have the Queen of Presents or Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Someone who is not being faithful about the agreement that they made. And you being watchful from the Tower. Okay, this doesn't seem fair. That doesn't seem right. So let's just actually look at the contract and see what was agreed upon. Or let's search for this person's information, see if they're real. Let's take a look at these pictures. Why does that look like AI? That kind of thing. So 3 of Presents or 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. You might be proving that somebody is operating without a license or claiming that they work for a company when they really don't. Lots of earth energy here. That's when we know we're talking about money. I feel like you're reporting someone or getting them to leave your family member alone. So you're getting some good karma for this. I don't feel like it personally benefits you. I feel like you're just being helpful to somebody in your family. So we have the Star in the reverse. Someone who was trying to take advantage of probably somebody who's older, no longer is able to continue what they were doing because you prove what they were up to. It may involve the Better Business Bureau, and I approve. Well done. What do we want? This is the Dragon's Tarot. What else do we have? I don't know how to read your name, but namaste. What else do we have, please? Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Clarifying the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So this could end up costing them money, or they may lose their license. They may lose their job. Five of Chalices in the reverse and the Seven of Wands. Because they weren't regretful. They were, you know, maybe it was like adjusting the tip of the restaurant. Maybe it was double charging a card. But they get caught, and now all of a sudden they have to explain themselves, and they start getting pretty nervous because what they did, it's not going to stand up to scrutiny. Hello, Snapshot. How are you doing? Thank you for the sparkles, Lissa. How are you? So we have the Page of Swords, or the Child of Swords, and the Six of Wands. And they thought that they could take advantage, but instead you're over here laying down the law, making it clear that that's not going to happen. Sun, illuminating what's been going on, pointing out to perhaps even a judge or a lawyer how there was misappropriation of funds or breaking of a contract. That Queen of Swords could actually be a lawyer, right? Someone who can take action on the illegality or the approach here that has no support. King of Wands, the Fool. So they might fight, they might have a lot of words to say, but they're not going to be successful because the documentation proves that they have done something that was unjustified. Five of Wands in the reverse. They have no excuse, they have no argument. Whatever argument they may try to use is quickly disproven. So with the Two of Swords being in the reverse, it's quite clear if this goes to court, your side wins. The Lovers and the Three of Cups in the reverse. The problem here is that we have a company or a consultant or something that was targeting someone because of their age, or because they thought they wouldn't really understand and they could just get away with it. To be honest, this kind of makes me think of a little bit of a current news situation with a certain company that deals with Legos. But I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm not going to say anything about it. Hello, RK. How are you doing? Let's see what else we've got. We're going to go with... Oh, wait, no. Is that what we want? I think we want the Royal Fez. This is the Royal Fez Moroccan Tarot. Hey, Rachel. What's up? Did I say hello to Jamaica? Hello, Redbeard. Hello, Majabi. What's up? Yes, thank you for liking and subscribing. That makes a big difference for my channel. Three of Cups and the Sun in the reverse. So I thought because I was working together with someone, or I thought because this person was a bit naive, that I could, basically steal from someone. I thought I could get away with it. But now the courts are going to get involved, or now the contract is examined, and whatever they were trying to do is blocked because you're there to assist, or because you were looking over the agreement and realized that there was some sort of clause, or there was some sort of breach of contract. So you're able to balance things out again. Ace of Swords in the reverse, Ace of Cups. So whoever thought they would get away with lying or get away with thievery, they're being stopped because you care so much about this family member that you looked into the details and you are protective. Hello, Citrine. How are you doing? Hello, Carrie. How are you today? So 7 of Wands in the reverse, 3 of Wands in the reverse. They didn't want to think about how they were exposed legally, the risks that they took to take what they take. But now they're caught. Now the risk that they took, the selfishness or the greed that they were operating with is being laid bare. And some judge out there is looking at this like, hey, this looks kind of like you were stealing from people. That's what it looks like to me, based on the receipts, based on the contract. So how are you going to make this right? How are you going to repay that? Or how are you going to deal with that failure of yours to do what was agreed upon in the contract? So this greedy person, the person who is trying to steal from your family member, is now basically being put in their place. So we have a weakness on their side from a legal standpoint that you're able to underscore or point out. Hello, Lydia. How are you doing today? Thank you for the tip. Let me write that down for you. What conclusion has Kay reached so far? About commitment. In this relationship. When will he make a final decision? And what would it be towards? I've added that for you. Thank you, Lydia. Hello, Dion. How are you doing? Yes, Dion, you can. You may see the super chats in the live chat. That's how I add folks to the list, and you are welcome to do so as well. Hello, Priyanka. How are we doing today? Umesh's feelings for me, for you, and how he sees you. Next action. Awesome. I've added that for you. Thank you, Priyanka. Six of Wands in the reverse. So whoever felt like they had like a clear advantage or they would be able to take advantage of someone is now realizing that they are in a precarious situation. Now realizing, maybe even because a lawyer is telling them, like, you're in deep, like this is a problem. You signed a contract, or you know, you have this rule from your employer and you disregarded it completely. So now there's going to be some issue. Now there's going to be a fallout. All right. No, I think what we need is the Tarot of the Nile. Hello, Barbara. It sounds like other people are doing all right for sound, so you might want to reload the video. I don't know if you can hear that or not. But thank you, Rachel. Hello, Georgina. How are you doing? I hear it's really hot out there these days. I hope you're staying cool. What else do we have? And we will start those personal questions in about 5 minutes, okay? So we have the High Priestess and the Three of Cups. This is your energy. Doesn't mean that you have to be a woman, but it does mean that you have the ability to see what was really going on here, and you are offering support to someone. You have identified like the crux of the issue, or you've been able to present some receipts and help this person correct the situation. So even though it was not fair when you happened upon the situation, it looks like your interference or your observations are helping to correct whatever happened with regards to this financial situation or this contract. So it looks to me like someone's getting their money back, or someone's finally going to get the work that they had paid for. Judgment in the reverse, Tower in the reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles. It may have seemed like this other, the person who is scamming, that they would never get caught or never be brought to justice, but you're advocating for this person, probably a family member, is making it possible for this person to actually have consequences. So I see a payment or remuneration. I see a decision that is a bit overwhelming for the person who is scamming. They didn't think they'd ever have to pay this money back, or they didn't think they'd ever have to make good on their promise. Thank you, Citrine. Do you have a particular question? It's always helpful if you can put that in the super chat. It makes it easier to see, but I will keep my eyes peeled for your question, okay? Hanged Man and the Nine of Cups. So the person who is being greedy here is now in a bit of a pickle. They're stuck. They have to make things right. They can't defend their actions. What they did was likely illegal, and this judge ain't having it. Like, all right, you took the money, but you didn't provide the service. So how are you going to fix this? Are you giving the money back, or are you doing the service? Or are you going to do the service and also give the money back because you were trying to be clever here? You were trying to, like, pull off a little heist. So we have finally got some justice in this situation after someone was being quite unfair. I think we'll get a few from the Kipper because there are some legal cards in that deck. What else do we have, please? Main female, message, and thoughts. So someone showed you the contract or asked for your help, and you're able to figure out what they were really doing. You piece together the puzzle and encourage this family member or person that you care about to actually bring this to like a courtroom, right? For some of you, this is about an inheritance. For others of you, this is saying there's going to be the end of a business or someone's scam because you are able to call them out for it. Thank you, Citrine. Will I win my work? Place injury? Court case. Oh, I sure hope so. I'm adding that for you. Will the case be finalized? If so, will the case be finalized? Thank you, Citrine. Yes, thank you for liking and subscribing. I appreciate it. So there's going to be a change. This could be an edit to the payment that actually happened, or this could be someone who's no longer allowed to do business because the judge is like, I don't think so. That's not okay. The way you handled this, not legal. You're gonna have to do better than that. Thank you, Dion. Let me add that for you. What's really happening in my relationship with us? Is she just holding on? Or is she really committed to us? I've added that for you. Thank you, Dion. And we're going to start those personal questions right now. For Lydia, I'm going to use the Spanish Tarot. What conclusion has Kay reached so far about the commitment and the relationship with Lydia? What conclusion has Kay reached so far about commitment and a relationship with Lydia, please? I wish I could show you how this card just landed. So I have a tarot deck that I blessed but I haven't used yet, and it's sitting on this table, and it landed like this. So this is not a final answer, right? It's a conclusion that's being developed, but we have the Knight of Wands, the Tower, the Nine of Swords, and the Four of Cups in the reverse. This looks to me like it's I need to change or I'm going to lose someone who's very important to me. But it's precarious, right? Because it was sitting not supported by the table, really. So it's like I don't want to do anything to lose you, but I know that the changes that I need to make are significant. So I need to put together a plan in my head. I need to make sure that I'm adjusting. But there's uncertainty here. Ten of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. This feels to me like this is saying I need to be more invested in the relationship. I need to be a better partner. I don't want to lose you. It's not going to be easy, but that's what I need to do. And when will he make a final decision? Five of Cups, Seven of Swords in the reverse, and Seven of Cups in the reverse. So he's feeling more and more convinced that this is what he needs to do. But I feel like it's solidifying for him over the next 5 weeks. 5 to 8 weeks. Because there's this I don't know, how do I actually do this? But I know I don't want to lose you. So what would it be towards? That if this is what I want and this is the partnership that makes me happy, then I need to be willing to do what it takes to make Lydia happy. That I think this is saying I need to change my behavior. It's scary, but I know I can step it up and I can make those changes and be a good partner. I would say do your best to be patient and let this change happen because it's precarious. And I don't want there to be any negative energy that upsets that progress. I do feel like this is someone who is very much so in love and does not want to lose you, but they're nervous. They're nervous about making these changes. So all in all, it looks like this is headed towards I want to be a good partner to you. I don't want to lose you. All right, let's see what we have for Priyanka. This is the Noisy Tarot. Oh, you're welcome. Hello, Salvador. How are you doing? For Priyanka, how does Umesh feel for Priyanka? How does Umesh feel about Priyanka? Death in the reverse, 6 of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Hierophant. There's desire or physical attraction, but it's like if I were to pursue something with you, then I feel like it would lead to a loss. So it's like I think about or I daydream about what it would be like to be like in a relationship, but I feel like I wouldn't be able to control how that goes. Does this mean like control Priyanka? So this is someone who likes to wear the pants, is how we say it. This is somebody who wants to be able to be in control. And it's like, if I were to be in a relationship with you, I feel like I wouldn't be in control. I feel like you would be the one who wanted to make all the decisions, and I don't like that. How does Umesh see Priyanka? Willful, stubborn, combative, willing to start a fight. I'm just gonna say, I think Umesh wants somebody who's submissive, and Umesh feels like you would not be that way. Like you would be difficult. And what is the next action from Umesh? Emperor in the reverse, you don't say. This is somebody who wants to be controlling. This feels like a test. I feel like Umesh is going to try to do something. It's like, I'm going to ask you to do something a different way from what you would rather do, or I'm going to ask you to like change your mind on something and just see how you handle it. But it's trying to figure out like, could I actually have control if we were in a relationship? And I wouldn't want to pass this, but you do you. But this is a test. Like, will you do what I tell you, basically? So be careful, Priyanka. You deserve better than that. You deserve somebody who respects you and doesn't want to, like, basically have you be a puppet. All right, let's see what else we have. We have Citrine up next, and then Dion after that. For Citrine, will I win my workplace injury court case? Will Citrine win the workplace injury court case? Will Citrine win the workplace injury court case? I see no, but I do feel like there's a possibility of like an appeal, because we do also have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles here. So there could be a setback, or there could be like a delay. There could be a need for an appeal. Will this loss be finalized? No. So that, I feel like initially maybe there's a technicality or an issue that needs to be resolved in terms of how it was submitted. Maybe there needs to be a change in terms of lawyers or who is, you know, working on this. But I feel like there is a possibility this goes in your favor after an initial obstacle or problem. So this is like with the World in the reverse, it's like it's not over. Don't freak out, because I do feel like there is a way to bring this back. So I would set expectations for things to be a little bit frustrating or take longer than expected, but you can turn it around or you can appeal it. It's very important to make sure that you are working with or supported by people who know their stuff. So it could be that things go better if you change your representation. But I am wishing you luck. Hello, Zia. How are you doing? Hello, Clifford. And let's see what we've got for Dion. What is really happening in my relationship with S? What is really going on in the relationship between S and Dion? Six of Pentacles in the reverse, Wheel of Fortune, the Star, and the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like this is an unreliable partnership or emotion. With the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, it's uneven. So I feel like you feel more strongly for S than S feels for you. And S seems to really like attention. So it feels like this is someone who cannot be single, doesn't want to be alone. But this is also someone who seems to be quite secretive. So with the Four of Pentacles in the reverse, this feels to me like it's saying you might do better single or with someone else, because I don't see there being a lot of trust or trustworthiness in S. This is someone who makes decisions based on what benefits them. Does S love Dion? No. S loves the companionship and the attention. Is she just holding on? Yes. This could be about having a place to stay or the attention. This is like, I would still be interested in entertaining other offers or other people. I don't see a serious commitment. It seems kind of like a smile for the camera situation. Hello, Frederick. How are you doing? I'm doing well. Thank you, Zia. Hello, Neil. How are you doing? Hello, Sandy. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, DH. How are you doing? What else does Dion need to know, please? King of Pentacles, Eight of Cups in the reverse, and the Fool in the reverse. Especially if you are providing financial stability or a place to stay for this person, I feel like the better choice is to be single or to walk away from this, because you deserve somebody who you feel like unquestionably that this person cares about you or loves you, right? I don't know what that means, and it's vaguely political. So if you would like to rephrase, excellent. Hello, Rage. How are you doing? Hello, Shanta. How are you doing? Hello, SU. Is there someone else in Dion's future? Yes. You didn't ask me, but I wanted to know because I feel like you deserve better, Dion. I feel like you get a few things sorted, right? With the Six of Swords, you clean up a little bit. It's not saying you didn't shower or your place is a mess. I'm saying you address some of the things that you don't need in your life. And then there is an unexpected relationship that happens for you. Hey, that seems a little bit questionable there. Just so you know, A, I'm not here to date, and B, if that was like racist or anything, I don't like that. Hello, Lotus. How are you doing? I don't know what that means, but okay. All right, y'all. I think I'm going to leave it there. I gotta go make some candles. But I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping if you're able to. And